All right. So should Christians watch the Super Bowl halftime show? That was the Friday Forge topic. We put some things out there on our channel earlier. So now we're going to dive in and share with you what the guys inside the community thought. We got them together, threw the prompt up, gave them 5 minutes to think about it, gave them 5 minutes to come up with some, how would you substantiate your position from a scriptural standpoint? And then they came back. So the overall theme, just so you know, was no. Christians probably should not watch the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm going to give you their justifications behind why. And I'd want to know from you in the comments, again, in your comments, or connect with us directly. Are they right? Or are they wrong? Okay. Now, the first scripture reference was 1 Timothy 6:17. It says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but put their hope in God, which richly provides us for everything for our enjoyment. So it's the whole idea where we may be putting too much value on the worldly entertainment. Then another scripture was Ephesians 5:11. Take no part in unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them, because the halftime show can do just that. It exposes a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be looking at. And then one of our members actually said, you know what? Job 31:1 is really good. It says, I made a covenant with my eyes not to look at lustfully at a young woman. And you can look at some things that have been going on the halftime show over the last few years, and it's just there. It's just out there. And if you're raising young daughters or even young sons, I'm raising both. So maybe if you're raising one or the other, like, consider what they're taking, how that's taking in. Now, another member mentioned Hebrews 10:26. For if we go on sinning deliberately after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sin. So if we knowingly expose ourselves to content like this, that could be a stumbling block into sin. So you have to just examine that. One mentioned what Paul said in Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So if that's not pulling us, if the halftime show itself is not pulling us into purity or virtue or ethics, is it really drawing us to things that we should be thinking about? And I made a point with them as we were thinking through it of, you know what, in the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 6:22 and 23, Jesus says the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your body will be full of darkness. And that's a reminder that we have to watch what comes in here, because quite often those halftime shows, they're just dark. I'm not saying that this one's going to be completely from beginning to the end, but there's nuances. And you have to be careful. In Psalm 101, verse 3 says, I will not set before my eyes anything that is worthless. I'm just saying, be careful, because you have to evaluate what the content that you're watching. Does it add any spiritual value or not? Or is it simply just entertaining? That's a thought as well. And then so far as, the sexual immorality that often comes with events like that, 1 Corinthians 6:18 says, flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexual immoral person sins against his own body. God is not calling us to tolerate any temptation here, boys. What he's calling us to is to flee from it. And sometimes that means you actually got to get up out the room. Now, maybe you're at a Super Bowl party. It's very common. And the halftime show comes on. What can you do to remove yourself from that temptation? Well, you could just remove yourself from that temptation. Go outside. Spend some time outside. Like just get into another room, or get on your phone. Go to the bathroom, whatever it may be. But flee. But at the end of it, Romans 14:13 gives us a really good insight. It says, therefore, let us not pass judgment on another any longer, but rather decide never to be a stumbling block or hindrance in the way of a brother. So your choices matter. They just do. And especially when other people are watching. So if they know that you're a believer, and they see that you're maybe enjoying and engaging in a halftime show that's a little too provocative or revealing, that could be a stumbling block for your testimony. It's just the way it could be. I'm not saying it always is, but I'm saying it could be. So keep that in mind. All right. So as you gather this weekend, I want to know from you, did they get it right? Or did we get it right as the line with Dennis? These guys come together and they're iron sharpening iron. The Friday Forge, that's what it's all about. It's about to put a controversial topic out there, and then let's talk about it. Let's just understand the different positions and viewpoints. And then, ultimately help us all grow. I mean, the whole process of iron sharpening iron means it's an abrasive process, right? That's what it's all about. But if what we're trying to do, if what we're trying to watch, if what we're trying to do at all times is to honor, glorify God, that's a good litmus test. Because I do hope that you enjoy the game, right? I really do. But make sure you have boundaries in place where needed so that it won't be a stumbling block for your testimony. So get those boundaries in place. And again, if you want to be part of our Friday Forge roundtable, if you will, and just come in and just really lean in with us, there's a link in this video note. So just go to the notes below and just click on it. Start your community trial. Love to have you in there. Again, every Friday at 1:00 Eastern, we have those. Again, within our community, we have mastermind groups. We have Bible studies. We have lion lunches. We have lots of ways that we connect with guys. But the Friday Forge is a fun way. It's an engaging way. It's a challenging way to help you grow as a Christian leader. So again, where did we get it? Where did we go off? What scriptures would you add? That's what we want to know most. Check out that link to connect with us, and you know what's coming. Keep unleashing the lion within.